All right, so depending if you got a brand new turbo or not, in this case, I have a brand new one. So we're just gonna have to fit some things to it from the old one. So you're gonna have to take this hose off here, which most of the time you can get away with just twisting it. This is the PCV right here. So if you just give it a twist and start pulling, it'll just come right off. And then that's for the new turbo. And then you also need to transfer your this coolant line here. So this is an 8mm. Grab an 8. And also on the turbo you have this, so the line that goes to the front that I showed you earlier with the clamp on it to the plastic line. And I think on this one that's all you need. Alright, so now that we have the new turbo here, let's go ahead and start with this. So what you want to do is, if it's new, so we got our downpipe studs here, there's 4 of them. And then you can go ahead and stack 2 nuts on it to get it tight. Okey-doke. Another thing that has to happen, so you have these plugs that come in your kit. There's metal little plugs, so one goes on the bottom here. And a washer for that. Go take your washer, throw this one on the bottom. Alright, so after you put that one in the bottom here, go ahead and take your other one that it comes, if you've got a new kit, like I'm the same. It goes down here, and then your stock coolant line goes up here. Can't get these off. There. And then don't forget to put your copper washers on there either. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this, put a new copper washer on the tip, and then one on the bottom. I'm going to feed this through. Through. Go ahead and get your banjo started, or put through the banjo line. And I feel like I'm in a dungeon or something. So polite, huh? I don't know why it's so like dungeony. So, and then also on the K04s, they no longer, so on the stock turbo up here, for your coolant line, there's a hole here where it bolts to. Well, that's no longer existent on this turbo. So you just kind of do your best to get it. Just angle it, you know, so it's not touching anything, and kind of how it used to be, and then just go ahead and tighten it down. For this one, you may need an Allen key. It's kind of a tight fit or something to get in here on the top of this. Do that, coolant line's on. Next thing I have to do is this is the block off plate. with these gaskets too, they kind of, if you're having a hard time getting it on, you can kind of just thread them through the gasket a little bit, and then the bolts will stay inside. Damn, I was hoping that was gonna fit. It didn't fit. Okay, so I got the plug on the bottom, and then I got the other plug in the back, and I got my coolant line on. Next thing I'm going to do is attach the this thing I'm gonna do. Go ahead and you got the, I'm using the crimp clamps because I think they look way better than other stuff. So go ahead and get your crimp clamps on, make it look real OEM like, and then go ahead and slide them on. I have the pliers for these, so it's really not a big deal. That over here. I think I need trims. Well, maybe not. Should I leave it like that? Looks kind of stupid though. Though you don't want it to kink either, so. There you go. That looks better. A little shorter. I'm gonna go ahead and crimp all these down now. So cute. And you got to be super careful with these on an old N75. So this is the N75, because the plastic likes to just snap off those, and then you're screwed if you don't have an extra one. So be super careful if you have to transfer your old one over. You don't need these pliers. You can use a set of dikes, but they help. What they help. I got all those crimped on. All right, so the O-ring that I got with the kit was the wrong one. This is the one they gave me. It's supposed to fit there, but it's way too freaking big. It's supposed to go in here. So I ended up getting one from work. I just gotta stretch it out a little bit. It's just a little too big. Sorry, I mean a little too small. So I'm getting on my jism here. Really kick it on here to help keep it in place. You can use as much as this stuff as you want, because like I said, once it gets hot, it just turns to a liquid anyways. So that is supposed to go here. And then like this. Then like this. And then I lost the knife. So this one I think goes, I think it aims like that, so it doesn't really tell you. throw the gasket on the turbo manifold now. Sorry, the engine. Ugh. I hope that they didn't. So you can see how these are like angled upwards. They're not straight. So this is typically the one that breaks right here. And it's such a pain in the ass to drill out because your drill hits the block right here. So be super careful, and if that breaks, I mean, you can imagine how tough it would be to drill it out, especially since it's angled down into the head. It's almost like you have to drop the engine. Someone asked me to do one once, and I was like, dude, this is gonna take me so long. So I didn't end up doing it. It's just a pain in the butt. So yeah, let me let's get this started here. I'm gonna get some more light up. All right. So I got the old gasket off. I got the new gasket here. Just figure out how this goes on again. Go. Just like that. I think I'm gonna replace this gasket. I can't tell if it was leaking or is leaking. So since I got a new one, I'm just gonna put that on. Wish I could get closer. So like I was saying with these, the stock gaskets, if you have issues getting them off, usually, so they're like tapered so you can thread your bolts in a little bit. And I'll show you. So they're tapered so it'll hold your bolts if you thread them into it a little bit. So you can go ahead and, like, if you're having trouble holding it up there, like in holding a bolt or something, sometimes it helps out. Okay, and going to go ahead and hardly drive by. Okay, so now I'm going to get the turbo. Let's wrestle this thing up in here. So you have two options here. So you have one, you can either, because APR supplies like a thicker washer, you can double stack your washers. As if you don't, then you're this pipe, this coolant hose, is gonna hit right here on this. I don't know if you can get that. There's this bolt right here. So if you bolt this on without a thicker washer underneath, this hose hits this pipe and then, or this bolt, after you tighten it down, it either cracks this or you have a leak. Or you can plug the top hole and leave this one hanging down a little bit and then put the plug up here. And then the only downside with that is you can't it's not an issue really. You just can't lock these hoses together because they're meant to be like together. I don't know why, but you could either do that and it's kind of like pushed up and jammed a little bit. So like I said, you either double stack your washers. I'm gonna see if they gave me enough double stack them. It's just what I prefer. And then you just need 2 washers on the backside, so essentially just to push this out just a tiny bit so it doesn't smash up against this, and then you'll be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and install my top bolts to see, because the outlet, the discharge hose pipe thing right here, it doesn't really, I gotta figure out where I gotta position it. Well, it happened. So I don't know if it's in focus or not. Oh, that there, it's hard to tell. So this stud over here snapped off. Luckily it just broke off with the nut. I was putting it on my ratchet and just no force at all. I mean, this thing's probably loose. It broke off inside this one. I mean, it's probably loose inside here. Didn't get any tightening down on it. Yeah, I can't take it out of my fingers. But now I'm going to attempt to remove that with 2 nuts. Alrighty, well, I welded on a nut to the stud. I'm hoping it just comes out. It's working! Wrench is hot as fuck! Best case scenario, people, that you can have enough that it's weld. Don't make any sense. That you have enough stud broken off that you can weld a nut on or something. I got lucky and it didn't break flush. And then as you weld it, it kind of superheats it, you know, so that helps break it loose. I thought they gave me studs in this kit. I gotta double check. That was my first, I did a TIG weld up there. It's kind of crazy for me. Just kind of pushed a bunch of stuff into it to see what would happen. I got it, so let me get my ratchet. Super duper hot. I'm gonna put this up. I did a pretty good job welding that. Kind of, if you could see that. Just welded the nut right onto the stud. Now I got a new bolt. Cool, thank God that worked out. See, those studs are missing. I got this one and this one missing. I'm hoping that one's not broken from previous repair. And then just the 2 middle ones, which I'm going to leave because hopefully they won't snap. Okay,